Welcome to Kirkland, Washington. It is summer right now, and when you hear people say there is nothing better than a Washington summer, they mean it. Kirkland is one of my favorite places to spend some time during the summertime. It is absolutely gorgeous. In this video, I'm going to take you around downtown Kirkland, take you to a handful of my favorite neighborhoods within Kirkland, and go over median home prices within those neighborhoods, as there is quite a discrepancy on home prices depending on where you are in Kirkland. If you are familiar with the area, I grew up on the east side and spent a ton of time in Kirkland. Shortly after I graduated college, I actually rented an apartment in downtown Kirkland. It's called the Montclair Apartments. It is pretty affordable for Kirkland living, and it's an older complex, but super close to everything downtown Kirkland has to offer. And then from there, we bought our first house in Finn Hill, which is another neighborhood within Kirkland that I will go over a little bit later on. First things first, let's take a look at downtown Kirkland. When people think Kirkland, this is often where their head goes first. Downtown Kirkland is on the waterfront of Lake Washington. We have restaurants, we have shopping, a lot of really cute boutique places, and there's a lot of new like condo and apartment complexes, and it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous place. Downtown Kirkland is at an awesome location. You're only 15 to 20 minutes from Seattle. You are under an hour to skiing at Snoqualmie, and about 30 minutes or less to a ton of different hiking trails in Issaquah. There's lots of bayliners out here. We have a bayliner at home. This one's nicer than ours though. Also boat shopping around here. And when I say shopping, I mean shopping. Super fun, super fun. The Duffy boats are a new addition as of a couple years ago, so people can rent them out. I'm pretty sure they rent them out year round. I haven't been on it before, but they look super fun. On my bucket list for sure. All right, let's pull up a map and go over all 14 neighborhoods and then dive into my 3 favorites: Market, Finn Hill, and Bridle Trails. To start, we have Moss Bay, which is where downtown Kirkland is to the most part, but then Lakeview also feels like downtown Kirkland to me, as it is the waterfront where the main drag is, and where you'd be walking a lot if you were to go for a walk along the water in downtown Kirkland. Similarly, the Houghton and Everest neighborhoods are where you're gonna find a ton of single family homes that are completely walkable to downtown Kirkland. In this area, a house on the water could cost you $10 million plus, while a condo on the water could still cost you over $7 million. But a quick disclaimer, these condos are nicer and larger than most houses. But with that, you can get smaller condos that are still waterfront for $500,000 to $600,000. Now, oftentimes they're about 500 square feet, give or take, but they're super cute and the views don't get much better. I actually recently sold a stunning $2 million water view condo in the Lakeview area of Kirkland. When you go away from the water a little bit to Houghton, you can get a single family home there for around $1.5 million. Although there are a lot of luxury homes there as well that are a bit more expensive, you can, find homes in the lower 1 millions, which is, you can't really say that for the downtown area. This area has seen a ton of growth in the past few years. We're at Kirkland Urban right now, which is a newer complex, and you can do your grocery shopping here. There's restaurants here. There is like regular shopping here. One of our favorite breweries actually moved to Kirkland Urban when they opened, Chainline Brewery. We love it there. Oh, and Google has tons of office space here. And then their main campus is like, how far away? I don't know, 1 minute, 1 mile. There's also Lake Washington Boulevard, which has a ton of boutique shops and restaurants, and then there's a lot of newer condo and apartment complexes there as well. Kirkland has just grown so much that the downtown area is starting to feel more of like a city now than it used to. Kirkland Urban does have a chain line, but the original one was actually along the Cross Kirkland Corridor Trail, which is right here. My personal favorite, if you're gonna be coming to chain line, is the Tune Up. So if you're an IPA person, Tune Up. That's what you should be getting. Where Redmond has Microsoft, Kirkland has Google. And it's pretty hard to miss, as it is massive and beautiful. With over 7,000 employees in the Puget Sound area, Google keeps expanding its footprint and its building. Continuing along the water, we have Market and Norkirk. So Norkirk is a ways from the water, while Market is along the water. That's what the map says. Locals often call it west of Market and then east of Market. So west of Market is gonna be the more coveted area between the two. West of Market homes are typically more expensive. There's gonna be some waterfront homes. And if you're not waterfront, there's a good chance you have really awesome views of the water. And it is just a really coveted area and it's absolutely stunning. West of Market is a highlight area for me because it is still totally walkable to downtown Kirkland, but there's a little bit more quiet, there's a little bit more privacy, which is something that I really like. Not to mention, the homes here are some of the most gorgeous you'll see. Single family homes are typically selling for about $4 to $5 million here, while waterfront homes in the Market area are selling north of 10 million. And I know most of us just got priced out, so I'm sorry for showing you all these beautiful homes and then telling you the price tag. But it is a absolutely gorgeous place to be, and I understand why people are paying so much to live here. This one has been one of my favorites, like forever. Also, the flowers here. Like, you know, you go to some nice neighborhoods and like as I trip on a crack, their landscaping is just like out of this world. And you walk by and you're smelling like all the flowers, kind of like if you've ever been to Palm Springs and you go on a walk in Palm Springs and you're just like, all the flower smells. That is kind of like walking on a street in west of Market in the spring or summertime. My favorite house here and then my husband's favorite house here are side by side. So if we ever have like, I don't know, $12, $15 million to blow, we could be neighbors. Isn't that funny? Oh yeah, if I get you to superpower, it's gonna be teleporting. Obviously, you're never gonna have to sit in traffic. You need a quick vacation, you can go. It's limitless what you could do. Teleporting, where you could go, how much time you would save. And some people you're choosing to like be invisible. What? You want to spy on people? What are you doing while you're invisible? I don't know. Continuing along the water a little bit more north, we have Juanita. And so a lot of the houses here on the waterfront again are going to be a little bit more expensive, and if you go further away from the water you will find some more affordable homes here. Juanita does have a pretty large footprint. Right now we are at Juanita Beach Park. It's pretty big, there's a great playground, there is lots of areas to walk over by the water, and if you're on the walking path there's actually like a bridge that connects you more to like the west of Market area as well. Which is great. And if you are an avid walker and going a little ways, you can get to downtown Kirkland from here too. We've done a lot of kayaking starting at this beach park actually, and have absolutely loved it. Except you do kind of have to carry your kayaks kind of a ways to get to the water, but that's fine. Builds character. I do feel like this beach park is a little bit underrated in terms of people wanting to lounge out by the water or, you know, play in the water in the summertime. All of the like beach parks are along downtown Kirkland area. They're a bit smaller and I feel like they're always jam-packed, while Juanita Beach Park is so much bigger. Like, it is spacious, plus there's more amenities here and a lot more areas for swimming. Like, just boats can't come in as close as they can in downtown Kirkland, and there's never as many people here. I love downtown Juanita, and when I say downtown Juanita, not really sure if you would call it a downtown because it is quite small, but you get the point. It's super cute. It's quieter than downtown Kirkland. It's smaller than downtown Kirkland, but there are still lots of restaurants. There's some, gyms. There's a great hot yoga studio, and then you have Juanita Beach Park, so there's plenty to do. And then going along the lake, you then come to Finn Hill, and similarly to Juanita area, Finn Hill, the pricier homes are going to be towards the waterfront, and then you go a little bit more away from the lake and you're going to find a lot more affordable living. There's all sorts of homes here, but you'll find some smaller homes and then a lot of more starter homes. I'm quite partial to the area, as our first house was in Finn Hill and we absolutely loved it. Finn Hill is a really awesome area. So many people around here have lived on the hill forever. So there's a really cool sense of community here that I think is a little bit unique. Walking is also excellent here. We used to walk down the street all the time with our dogs. And there is St. Edward's State Park. And so there's a big trail system in there, and you can do like hikes, walks, There's a big play set, there's lodging, there's now dining there, and there's access to Lake Washington at the bottom of this one hike, which is really awesome. Here you can find homes north of 2 million, but then you can also find a lot of really awesome homes in the $700,000 to $800,000 range. So while we're here, we are obviously so curious. We want to go see our old house and take a peek at it for old time's sake. Oh, throwback. Moving on, we have Kingsgate, which has some more affordable Kirkland homes. There's also Totem Lake, which has grown a ton recently. It's a big medical hub, and there's a new plaza there, which has a ton of shopping and dining and like Trader Joe's. What's not to love? Then there's also the Highlands neighborhood, which is, again, more single family homes. Some of them get a little bit too close to the freeway, so there is that noise pollution in part of the neighborhood, but it is still a great area. And then we have South Rose Hill and North Rose Hill. Here, you can find some homes south of $1 million, and you can also find some homes on a little bit larger lots. But again, like everywhere else in Kirkland, there are luxury homes there, and there's been a decent amount of new construction there recently. Lastly, we have Bridle Trails, which is the final neighborhood in my top 3 favorite Kirkland neighborhoods, as well as the final neighborhood that we're going to cover. Bridle Trails is a huge contrast to a lot of the other Kirkland neighborhoods that we've gone over today. Bridle Trails has a lot of equestrian properties and a lot of larger properties than you'll find in other areas of Kirkland. And a lot of homes actually back up to Bridle Trails State Park, which is where we're at right now, which has, walking and hiking and running trails. And then you can also bring your horses in here, which is awesome for all those equestrian properties. An issue that you'll find here is that there is a lot of, it's woodsy. There's a lot of tree cover, and it can make some of the properties a little bit dark. You'll see it in some houses, where other houses, they're still light, they're still bright, with more of a woodsy backyard. And a lot of the houses actually do back up to the trails themselves, which is super awesome. I love Bridle Trails because I love all the trees. I love that you feel like you're in nature a little bit more while you're still central to everything that Kirkland has to offer. And a lot of people here have more, different kinds of animals and things like that you're not going to find throughout the rest of Kirkland, which I'm obviously a big fan of. There is a pretty big price discrepancy between homes and Bridle Trails. Some are smaller and older and are going to be a little bit lower in price, whereas others are new and absolutely huge, and these will obviously be quite a bit higher in price. There was a house that recently sold within Bridle Trails that was just shy of an acre, and the house itself was about 6,500 square feet, so pretty big, and that sold for just about 3.2 million. And then there was another one that sold a handful of months ago, and the property itself was just over an acre, so pretty good size for Kirkland, actually really quite good size for Kirkland. And then the house was about 10,000 square feet. That is like 10 of my first home. And that one sold for 7.3 million. So there are some pretty high price points in here, but then again, you can find lower price homes in here as well. And those are my top 3 neighborhoods in Kirkland. If you have any questions about any of the 14 neighborhoods in Kirkland, or any real estate questions in and around King and Snohomish counties, my name is Bella Chaffey, and I would love to help you, so please do not hesitate to reach out. I'll see you next time. These were not the right shoes for Bridle Trails. I would recommend running shoes or hiking boots next time. I should know better.